is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these. Beautiful, delicious, smoky, cheesy, meaty, amazing smoked cheesy sausage balls. Coming up. This is some meat. Pat it dry. And what I got here is some pork butt and some pork belly, because today we're taking a look at a rather unique sausage appetizer, and that is sausage balls, which is something I've never had before, probably because I grew up in the north and this is more of a southern tradition, or at least I think it is. You know, a lot of my friends around here have them at the holidays or at football parties, and I'm pretty sure it was invented by General Mills back in the 60s, primarily to sell more Bisquick, because what this recipe is some sausage meat mixed with Bisquick and typically cheese and jalapenos and other things like that, made into balls and thrown in the oven, or in this case, on the smoker. And it sounds like a pretty interesting little treat. You know, what's not to like? You got some sausage, you got some cheese, and you got the Bisquick or the flour in there, which kind of acts like a binder, making it a little more dense and a little more substantial so you can stretch your meat a little bit further. And typically, I think a log of breakfast sausage is used for this recipe, but I just released my breakfast sausage mix a couple weeks ago and I didn't want to, you know, shove it down your guys' throats. And also, I want to add a little more kick to these because I think some spicy sausage balls would pair very nicely with some upcoming football games. And of course, we're going to be making our own sausage, which is why I'm cubing this all up so it fits into our meat grinder a little bit easier. And because we're mixing this with a bunch of other ingredients, we really don't need all that much sausage. So this is 2 pounds of butt and belly. Looks like a pretty good fat ratio to me. So I'm going to pop this in the freezer to get nice and cold, which gives us plenty of time to get all of our spices and mix together. And I know I keep saying this is a Bisquick recipe, but I've seen a lot of people use Red Lobster biscuit mix as well, which sounds pretty tasty. But I didn't feel like buying any pre-made box mix because all biscuit mix is self-rising flour with a little bit of fat in it. And all self-rising flour is all-purpose flour with some baking powder and some salt in it. And I have all those on hand. So into the food processor, I'm going in with some all-purpose flour, along with some baking powder. I'm also going in with some kosher salt, and this is a lot of kosher salt because this is also the same amount of salt we're gonna need for our sausage. And next up, I'm going in with some Wagyu beef tallow. And you definitely don't need to do this in a food processor, but it does make the whole process of cutting fat into the flour a little bit easier. And now we're gonna get that all mixed up. And just like that, we've got ourselves some homemade Bisquick. But, like I said, rest of the spices for our sausage are going in. And I'm kind of going for like a Texas hot gut or Texas hot link today because, again, I think a little spice would work well with all these ingredients. So in we go with some black pepper, some granulated garlic, granulated onion, some dry mustard, some paprika, some cayenne for some heat, some red chili flakes, also for a little extra heat, and some turmeric, mostly for color. And just like that, all of our spices and our flours and everything we need are ready to go. And now the meat is nice and cold, coming out of the freezer, going right into the old meat grinder here. I got the small die on there, and I'm also going to send through 2 of these pretty big jalapenos, seeds and all, for a little extra heat and some lovely jalapeno flavor. Beautiful, nice clean grind on that. Looking very nice, got a good amount of jalapeno in there. So now I'm going to go in with some water and just start getting this all mixed up, get that protein extraction going on, and make sure all that fat is evenly distributed. And then we go in with all of our spices and our little Bisquick creation here. And it seems like a lot, but you know, I think that's kind of the point. You know, I love experimenting with different binders. This isn't technically a binder because there's way too much of it, but we'll see how these come out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this all mixed in. Smells good. And once that is all come together and it's starting to look like a shaggy mess, in we go with a whole bunch of cheddar cheese. It will be interesting to see how these come out because if they're really good, we might have to think about some different flavor profiles, you know, like a chorizo Oaxaca sausage ball. I bet an Italian one would be pretty good. But let me know in the comments down below what kind of combinations we should try next. It's kind of funny, what started out really crumbly and I thought I was gonna have to add more liquid has all of a sudden turned into a very tough dough. It's like kneading bread over here. Ooh, looking pretty good though, smelling great. But just trying to make sure everything is evenly mixed and it's coming together nice and tacky as we work this sausage. And I think we're almost there. And now that this is all mixed up and put together, it's time to go ahead and form them into some balls. And I suppose you can make these whatever size you like, but I'm thinking, you know, golf ball size should be pretty good. Something like that. You could use a scoop or a scale if you want it to be a little more precise, but I think this is kind of supposed to be a quick and easy recipe, so we're just gonna eyeball it. And I'm also just now realizing that we started out with 2 pounds of sausage because I wanted to make a couple of these, but we also added like a pound of sausage and 4 cups of flour, so this is gonna make a lot of balls. But luckily, These should freeze and come back to life pretty easily. And just like that, all balled up, and we've got ourselves a beautiful sausage ball mountain. It was almost a perfect pyramid. We had 2 extra. And honestly, I think this was probably the longest part of this entire recipe, was balling all these up. But they look good. Pretty even, if I do say so myself. But now that these are all rolled up, all we got to do now is cook them off. So let's go ahead and fire up the pit. Hey, Brooke, guess what? There's a snake in my boot. Now, I've been going back and forth on whether or not I should just put these right on the rack or if I should put them on a sheet tray because they're full of cheese, and I'm worried if I put them right on the smoker, a lot of the cheese might drip through, they might stick and be kind of weird. Whereas if they're on a tray like this, it'll contain all the moisture and all the cheese and hopefully crisp up that bottom a little bit more. So that's why I'm going with the tray. Got them on a Silpat liner just to make cleanup a little bit easier. Got this pit fired up to about 350 degrees, and this really should only take about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Nice ripping hot smoker, but you could do these however you want, you know what I mean? In the oven is how most people do them, but I figure a little smoke flavor on that sausage might be pretty tasty. And if I thought about it before, right now, the pellet grill probably would have been the ideal move just because a little easier to get up to high temps and maintain. But then again, we got up to 350 no problem. So again, probably 15, 20, 25 minutes, I'm not sure. Just trying to get some color, some smoke, and cook these up to about probably 160, 165. And just like that, 25 minutes later, out these come. And I gotta say, they look pretty cool. Very little cheese leakage, so the tray was not necessary. Although I guess all this grease on there would have gone into the pit, so slightly less cleanup. But you can see the cheese poking out. Not much color, got a little bit of browning on there. Maybe if I froze these first and then put them on, they might get a little darker. But they're feeling nice, temping around 160, 170, which should be fine. And they felt pretty tender, even though I'm assuming these are gonna be pretty dense. But I'm gonna let these cool down for a minute, and then we will dive on in and see how they taste. Now I know these are little finger food appetizers, but I do want to cut one down the middle and kind of see what it looks like on the inside. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It looks like the interior of the sausage meets like cornbread or something. Lots of cheese in there. I can smell the jalapeno and the spices. The turmeric actually added some really nice color to it, which I am here for. That looks pretty cool. I bet if you showed me this without me knowing what it was, I would just have no idea. Like a hush puppy or something? I don't know. But all in all, these are a pretty cool cook. Very quick, very easy. They got a nice amount of like sponge to them. Pretty soft, good color, nice cheese coverage. And guess what? This one looks exactly the same. And there they are, folks, in all their glory. Some beautiful, meaty, cheesy, smoky sausage balls. I paired them with some Leroy and Lewis beet barbecue sauce and some of their mustard sauce because I think it's time to see how these came out. All right, folks, first time trying a cheesy, smoky sausage ball. That's lovely. Ooh, I forgot I made them spicy. That is very interesting. Kind of blurs the line between meat and bread, which is a weird sentence to say out loud, but maybe it's just because it's orange, but it really does kind of taste similar to cornbread or a biscuit, which also makes sense because it's essentially Bisquick and meat, but that is very flavorful. I love the texture on it too. It's kind of got a spring to it, a little dense, but not like hard by any means. I see why this is perfect at parties, because that is snackable. That heat level is perfect too. A little cayenne, little jalapeno going on. Nice and cheesy, but not too cheesy. Definitely picking up on some of that smoke flavor too, which is impressive because it was only on there for like 20, 25 minutes. I think this barbecue sauce will be a lovely pairing with it. Oh yeah, can confirm. And traditionally, I think these are served with like a Dijonnaise, which would be very good, but because these are smoky and sausagey, I figured some barbecue sauces would work well. And instead of a Dijonnaise, we got some mustard barbecue sauce, which is perfect for this. Oh yeah. The acidity cuts down on the heat a little bit. That is very good. Very good. I can really see why people like these at parties or at football games around the holidays or something, because if you went to the store, bought some Bisquick and a log of sausage and some cheese, from start to finish, including cook time, you could probably have these ready in like 35 minutes, which is pretty impressive. And they're no slouch on flavor. They're pretty hearty too, and they're bite size. Gotta love that. Serve it with a little dipping sauce. What more do you need? Little specks of jalapeno and cheese in there. It would be interesting to play around with the ratio though, like a more meat heavy one versus a more bread heavy one. Kind of find the right ratio, but this is working pretty well. And I also really like that process where I just blended all the spices and everything together. Made this whole process super easy. And these are pretty addicting too. It's so satisfying to eat. Is it wrong that I want to put cooked bacon inside of these too? Nah. Ooh, or maybe put a chunk of cheese in there, kind of wrap it around it so you got like that boudin ball, gooey cheese factor going. So many options. I wonder what would happen if you drop these into a deep fryer. I kind of do want to make a cornbread version of this. Put some actual chunks of corn in there. Oh, that heat is definitely starting to build on me a little bit. So if you do make this exact recipe, just remember, it's got a little kick to it, but definitely not anything unbearable. I'm sure Brooke would think these are mild, but you can always cut back on the cayenne a little bit. This is a pleasant bite right there. Now, before I go ahead and eat probably way too many of these, I think it's time for the official taste test. All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some absolutely fantastic, smoky, cheesy, spicy sausage balls. I highly recommend giving this one a try. You know, you really got nothing to lose. It's only a few ingredients. They're very inexpensive and commonly found. And these come together super quickly, which is great. And I can see why they're a staple on a lot of holiday and party tables these days, because you can even make this dough days in advance, bring them to wherever you're going, throw them on any cooker or in the oven, and have a nice little past app in like 20 minutes. And they're super tasty, and definitely something I'll be making again in the future. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.